Anin Buju, band members, today is Tuesday, August 16th. Starting off with the COVID update for our reservation, and there are 4 new positive COVID-19 cases. District 1 and District 2, we are now at 373 with 4 new cases. District 2, 0 new cases, still at 65. District 3, we are still at 90, no new cases. On Thursday of last week, many of us went to St. Paul. We went to federal court. We were listening to the final arguments being delivered by Marc Slonim and Beth Baldwin on the band's lawsuit against Mille County. So that was a couple of hours, almost 2.5 hours of hearing from both sides. And at the end of the time, the judge, that's Judge Nelson, ordered that the band and the county must meet and confer. And so what that means is they want us to come together and talk about possibly an agreement regarding law enforcement and our court case. And the judge has given both sides 30 days to come up with those options. So we're looking forward to that. And then on Friday, we did have a luncheon to honor and thank Marc Slonim, our band attorney. He has been representing the Mille Band for 40 years. And it was Marc who took our lawsuit to the Supreme Court, 1837 treaty rights, and we were victorious in the US Supreme Court. So recently, Marc Slonim has retired from his law firm. He will continue to represent the band until this particular court case is done. And so we're very happy about that. It was a very nice gathering. I'm glad everybody attended. Hope you enjoyed your meal, your gifts, and your presentations that were done by myself, Speaker Sheldon Boyd, Don Wadle, and Tad Johnson was our MC. I also want to take this time as well, since we're still talking about the court case and Marc Slonim, say chi mi gwech to all the band members and others who came to federal court to support the oral arguments. On Monday, I had 2 huge meetings. One was with the Assistant Secretary, Brian Newland, and his attorneys. And also included in the meeting was myself, Caleb Dog Eagle, St. John Canastotega, Tad Johnson for the Mille Band, and Kathy Shavers, who is the president of the Minnesota Chippewa tribe, and the tribe's attorney, which is Phil Brodeen. And also Kathy is the chair of her tribe, the Boys Fort Band. We've been having discussions with the Assistant Secretary about the Federal Register and the listing of the Minnesota Chippewa tribes and the bands. And it was voted by and supported at the Minnesota Chippewa tribe meeting that we wanted all of the individual bands who are all independently sovereign to be listed as one versus the Minnesota Chippewa tribe. And then we are a subgroup of that. And so that discussion has been going on for a couple of years. So hopefully we can get that resolved. And it came to a head when the COVID funding was being dispersed to tribes. And we were concerned that if the funding went directly to the Minnesota Chippewa tribe, that we may not have received the full amount that we currently did receive. And so we talked to our federal representatives to support us. Each of the 6 bands did receive their own independent funding, so we were thankful for that. Monday, I also had a meeting with the commissioners and received a lot of updates, some of the issues that are going on. And last week, I did meet with the Commissioner of Human Services for the state of Minnesota. And one of the items we talked about is called the Initiative Tribe. So currently, under Health and Human Services, we work with the county on family services issues. And so the funding flows from the federal government to the state to the counties. And we want to be able to receive the funding directly from the federal government. So there's an initiative that we worked on. So I talked to the Commissioner of Human Services for the state about that and coming up with solutions. And it's a 4-year planning initiative, and the Mille Lacs Band is currently in their 3rd year. So we still have 1 more year left to be able to have that status and receive direct funding. I know that's not a very clear explanation of that, but if you are interested, we can talk more about that as well. Under the Department of Natural Resources, Kelly Applegate talked about his number 1 priority is to work on a project that he is calling the enrollment rebuild. So what he is planning to do is go through all of the files and paperwork that is currently within enrollments and to come up with a better organizational plan. So that way, if there's any changes that happen with enrollments, that our enrollment department is ready to take on upgrades and changes that might come about. And we did talk a little bit about the enrollment non-binding referendum, and lots and lots of discussion that has to happen on that topic. One of the other things that the Commissioner of DNR talked about is the wild rice. And on Monday, they did have a gathering with many of the band members that do harvest wild rice and give updates. And so currently up north and east of the reservation on some of the lakes, he talked about the rice is very sparse this year. And they were looking at Shakopee, Ogeechee, Lake Onamia. And it is the responsibility of the Commissioner of Natural Resources for the Mille Lacs Band to determine when wild ricing will open up on those lakes. And all the state has to follow those guidelines. So what our commissioner is saying that it looks like the rice will be ready in about 2 weeks. So please pay attention to that on Facebook. So when the time is ready that you as a ricer knows when you can go out. Our Commissioner of Education is working to make sure that the schools are ready for opening and early Head Start and up to high school. And we are excited about that. We have one more graduation this week. One of our seniors completed their coursework requirements. And so there will be a graduation and a dinner on Thursday. So I plan on attending and am excited about that. So with that, I'd like to say good day and I will talk to you soon. Miigwech.